Hello, and welcome to the fourth video in this series of how to get started in surviving Mars. Last time we landed the rocket, we got the rovers driving around, we built the concrete extractor, we got the water extractor over here, we got a little water tower, and we began looking at the at how to land your rocket. This time we are just continuing. We're taking a few things that is very good to know about the landscape and similar. For example, where do you find metal? Because there's stones everywhere on the surface. But once in a while, some of those stones are actually metal deposits. And these metal deposits are on the surface and not underground, which is, for example, over here you have some metal deposits that is underground and where you need metal extractors that is staffed by colonists. But there is also some on the surface, otherwise we could not have been building this as it is currently. And these locations or these stones are a little bit different. So if we, for example, are going over here and are looking at, let's say, this one, you can see that this is some regular stones or rocks. We can't do anything to those. But over here, we do got some metal deposits. And you can see they are a little bit brighter. Or if you're turning them a little bit around, you can see they're actually changing according to the light, which the regular stones doesn't really do. Sure that they do because they have a little reflective surface, but not the same type as this one, which is very reflective. So these are the metal deposits that is on the surface, which is very important to know, especially when you are started and you need to get your transporter or your drones to drive to these and grab them. Normally you will also be able to see that, for example, up here, that there's not coming any text. But when you hold it over the resources out here, you can see that it's actually saying something. There's a little gather resources prompt, which is not happening on these rocks. So we can also see that, for example, here there's a bunch of rocks again. None of these are something you can use, but up here you can. So that's also up here. We got another one. We got one here and another one there, but we got nothing in here because normally the rovers can't drive in this type of landscape.
Sector scanned.
But up here we have another one. We have another one right here. We have so that there's quite a few locations where you can find these metal deposits, and it's really good to just scan a little bit around and figure out, because the rover here will need them at some point. So I'm currently sending my rover over to the rocks right here, and to get the last few pieces of metal available there. What I will also do is I will build a depot, and this one is going to be a metal depot only. These depots can hold up to 180 metal, which is very good. But there is an even better one, but we don't have access to that. That's the resource specific here, and they are automated, and they require power. These can hold up to, I think it's 3,000 or 4,000 units of a certain thing. So, for example, concrete, you can, if you built one of those, you would be able to hold a lot of concrete. The concrete depot down here is still doing great. I might actually, while we are at it, build a concrete depot too, just so we have a specific one just for the concrete and nothing else. You can see that it's still getting a lot of metal down here. We have 5 left. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit so you can see that it's clearing it out rather rapidly. 3, 2, 1, and the last one is scrap there. And then we drive that over to the metal resources right here. So in this case, I pressed this button up here in the upper right corner, which says unload resources, and then I left click on the depot where I want the metal to be unloaded. In this case, of course, it is the metal depot. So now it's just unloading all of that, and that happens very quickly, as you can see. And we are going to drive this one a little bit away. I'm going to do the same with this one,
Sector scanned.
just to get them a little bit away.
Research complete.
Anyway, that one, let go. Our explorer is all the way up here and looking at different things. It hasn't found a lot of things, but it has found a few. I'm going to scan this one. So I'm just right clicking that while the explorer is activated, and then it will begin to drive over there. There is a thing I really want to get researched currently, and it is this one, the Rover Command AI. What it basically does is it adds 4 more drones to the RC Commander when you get one. Not the current one, but the one you might buy later on in the game to get on the surface, or build for that matter. And it also increases the command limit by 12, so it goes from 8 rovers to 20 rovers, which is a huge difference, of course, so you can get a lot more done very quickly. But the most important thing is unlocks new automated mode for RC Explorer and RC Transport. And that is really, really, really good. The more you research on the surface, or you scan on those different sectors, the more anomalies you will find. And the more this Explorer has to go around and find things. So, by getting this one, it will do it automatically, which is a huge help. So you don't have to be manual and do it every single time. It's doing it for itself. The same for the RC Transport, which will go to the mineral or metal deposits and get its metal automatically without you interfering with it, so you don't have to think about it. That's why I'm considering this one as one of the more important ones to have. So I've activated that, and it's slowly being researched now. But back to the base. As you can see, we don't have a lot of things. We are still very, very new into this. We have one power source. We have only a few storage things. We have some water over here, and we have a concrete deposit, and that's it. You know what? I might actually build a large dumping site for the rovers to get rid of all that. You can see there's a lot of waste rocks here, so we can put all of that up here, because if there's too much waste rock around the concrete extractor here, it might actually stop working, because as soon as it hits its limit regarding waste rocks, it can't continue working, because it can add on top of that. So there's a limit to it. It doesn't really say here, yeah, stored waste rocks, you can see up to 10, and then it will build around it. But at some point, these rovers will not be able to go there and get all the rocks. So it will be a little bit of a problem in the long run if you don't add a large dumping site. There is mods that allows you to get even further things, which is really, really good. And you can see there's now a red light that flashed, and it says Anomaly analyzed.
There were no secrets to find near the Anomaly site, just a scene of breathtaking beauty.
Such photo ops have proven to be useful for the mission, inspiring people on Earth to believe that humanity should create its new home on the Red Planet. Effect: a celebrity applicant is available on Earth. It's not really something we need to think about right now, because we don't have any colonists or any domes or any houses yet. We're still a little bit far away from that, but you can see that we are getting, because we get this one, we are getting closer. So let me just zoom that one down. And let's see what else we need. To have a kind of sustainable environment, we need what is called a MOXIE. Produces oxygen, no production during dust storms. We don't have the dust storms because we turned that off. We will basically just need to place that somewhere. Let me rotate this and add it, for example, right here. The reason why I'm placing it here is because it's going to be connected to the power lines automatically. I will also turn this one around so we can have a pipe between these two. So now we will run this building. And it takes a few seconds. And we got oxygen production. You will notice that this one is slowly being filled. So it's moving in small increments all the time. So if I'm speeding up a little bit, you will notice that it's there it changed again. So it has already a little bit of oxygen inside. And we got that a sector has been scanned. Let's have a look. And we're still scanning the valley here, which is the best way to go around, I feel, at least. 3, you know what, let me just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going in that direction now, and then continuing down here and over here and then up here, I guess, but we will figure it out. The rocket is slowly getting refueled, as you can see. It is actually possible to get it refueled over time, but it takes a million years to do it, so it's better to probably use some of our one of our buildings we have for a fuel refinery. And the fuel refinery basically just needs water and power. That's the only thing it needs. So we are placing the factory right here, then it's connected to the power line, and then we are going to add the pipes right here, and you can see that there's already a little bit here. So we are basically just connecting it. We're connecting it up here. Let's go over here, and we got the rover here. Let's scan this one. No idea what it is, but we will figure it out. And I think we also already got the opportunity to have...
No active research.
Okay, it just came there.
Complete.
You can see it has now got this little circle with 2 arrows, which is the automated mode. If automated mode is activated, the RC transport will gather resources automatically. Let's do that. And we will do the same with the Explorer here. Press the same button, and now it will be automated. We're not going to do anything. So we are just leaving it as it is right now. So, and you can see Anomaly analyzed view message.
Got bad news. The RC Explorer investigating the anomaly accidentally released a pocket of high-pressure gas.
The carbon dioxide erupted, damaging the rover and lifting tons of fine dust into the atmosphere, forming a dust devil. The red planet reminded us how dangerous an alien world could be. Effect: accept fierce dust devils to form at Anomaly location. So it's rather important that we get that one away. You can see it's already running and getting away from here, but there's no damage to it, it looks like. So that's pretty nice. Let's have a look. There's something down here. Is there a way to get down there? I think there's a single road right here, actually. So it will go down here and find some new things. There's both water and concrete and so on. That's a rather good little crater, that one. You can also see we got some more down here where we got some rare metals underground. We got Anomaly, and we got another Anomaly up here. And again, we need a rare metal extractor staffed by colonists to run this one. So slowly we can see that we're getting closer and closer to actually have to use colonists, because we can only do certain things until the we have to use colonists. So we can only do certain things with rovers and drones and so on. But yeah, we got a new message. First asteroid. This is actually one of the more important things of this game, because the asteroids provides materials, but we will read about it here. Commander, our scientists have detected an asteroid that will pass close by Mars. They have provided us with a time window in which it would be possible to travel to and from the asteroid. Asteroids are a rich source of exotic minerals, or are a rich source of exotic minerals we cannot obtain here on Mars. We should take this opportunity to harvest the resources and take our first steps into mining asteroids. We will need an asteroid lander in order to visit the asteroid. We can order them from Earth, similar to other rockets. We already have just a single micro-G auto extractor prefab, but we can order more from Earth if we wish. Gain 1 micro-G auto extractor prefab. Okay. What I think we will do is actually we will order one of these. We have the money, we have everything. It's a nice little thing to get, and you can see that it's already on its way to Mars. So slowly it's coming. And it goes really quick, as you can see. We got that one flashing down here. Over here we have another red message, as you can see. It's called Akira BP12. That's about the asteroid. C-type asteroids are the most common of all. They mostly contain exotic minerals, rare metals, water, and sometimes polymers. And we need to plan a visit there. So that's what we're going to do. So we are going to visit asteroid, or rather we're going to wait a little bit. So I'm going to close this one, but then I'm going to land. Before I'm landing it, we're going to build something. We're going to build a landing pad. The landing pad is a really, really, really important thing. Basically because a dedicated landing site that provides nearby buildings and vehicles from dust during rockets landing and takeoffs. Very important. So as soon as it gets as soon as it gets built, it's already, you can see there's 3 rovers. There we go. We're going to land this one.
Anomaly found.
And then we're going to wait for this one to land. And it's coming down here. It's looking really pretty. There we go. Let's speed it down again. And then we go into the planetary view. Press the rocket and say plan visit. And you can see it's already refueling. So I'm going to press that one and saying prepare. Then it asks us, what do we need for this? I would personally say that we need some rovers. We can get up to 4, and they will be included. We will also get a few other things. There's a little bit of fuel. We will get that very, very soon as it's being produced. We have a few other things, so we can basically request all of these things. We don't have any passengers, thankfully. So right now we are just going for getting to the asteroid and see how it is. Request. Let's do that. It's not... This is a little over what a normal player should be doing in his or her first game, or their first game. But it's a great way to see what we can do actually. So currently I'm just waiting for this one to be refueled, and also to get all of the materials it actually needs. So you can see that it needs some polymer, it needs some metal, it needs some machine parts, a lot of fuel, some concrete, which is already done, and it needs to have some drones. The drones will be loaded automatically, thankfully. As soon as it's ready, we will press this one up here and it will fly. We're going to wait for that because there's a certain time limit. If you're looking down here on the lower right corner, there is 3 panels, and the first one is just called Mars. There's a number 2. It means that there are some messages that we need to look at. I'm just going to deactivate all of them because that's boring. The next one, Mars Underground, not really needed at the moment because we have nothing. We have nothing underground. And the last one is actually about the the asteroid. And you can see that there is 11 sols and 1 hour remaining, which means that's until it is. So we have 11 sols and 1 hour until the asteroid flies away from Mars again, and we can't get anything back. So it's very important that we reach that one, or at least get to the surface of the asteroid, get a lot of materials, or as much as we can, and then fly back to Mars before it's getting, before the timeline is, or the remaining time is gone. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's slowly getting there, I can see. So I'm just waiting for this one to be activated. I think I will take these 4 right here and assign over here.
Select a sector to scan.
So that, and we got more anomalies. You can see there's a new one
The
here.
Anomaly turned out to be one of the most well-preserved asteroid impacts in our area. No geologist could ever put a price on it.
Earth scientists had long wondered about the efforts of ancient asteroid impacts on Martian climate and geology. Several missions had been sent to gather data about these primordial events, but the landers failed, as if the Red Planet wanted to keep some of its secret for itself. Generations had to pass until we managed to send a successful expedition to lift the shroud of mystery. With the data gathered from the site, our colleagues on Earth will have material for years of research. Maybe we could finally find out whether the Martian core was shut down or it died out on its own. And we could be able to predict the density of our home world. Or destiny of our home world, sorry. Effects, you gain 800 in funding and you get 3,000 in research. Great. That's an awesome one to get. So let's get that. Let's get everything running again. There we go. And you can see they are already working really hard from the concrete extractor here. Slowly we're getting up with the fuel, as you can see. So it's getting there. Everything else is ready. We just need the rovers and the remaining fuel. It will come slowly, but it will come, thankfully. So and the remaining fuel is, of course, to get back to Mars when we are ready. So we're just waiting. It's the only thing we can do right now. So
Research complete.
So we will not be able to get a full stretch on the asteroid, but we will get some days on it, and that's better than nothing. While they're doing that and are preparing that, let's actually go in and see what else we need to get started. I think another Stirling generator is a good thing to get some additional power. We actually, as you can see here, we are using 20 and we're producing 20, so it goes exactly up in perfect symmetry there. I am going to add some batteries, and as you can see, I placed 3. Normally if you build something you only build 1 and then you have to go into the menu again. A smart little trick is actually to use, I'm just going to salvage that one, is to press shift before you press, then it's going to be continued, so you can continue using it. It's a really smart little trick. So if I'm taking this one and I'm going to, and now I'm ready to press, I press shift So I'm ready to build it, and you can see it suddenly builds these two. I'm going to salvage them because that's the best way to do it. You can see we can also see that we're getting very, very close to the fuel remaining in the payload, and we also have a lot of we're also getting refueling right here. So let's slowly begin to work even further. I'm adding a new depot, and I'm adding a fuel depot simply to allow me to have more options and a little bit more space for these things to happen. And that's very, very important that we have some additional storage for fuel. And as you can see, this one is currently waiting for something, some polymers it looks like, and we need a few other things, but it's not that important right now. It is basically just needing the fuel, so we will be fast active here. That one will.
Anomaly analyzed.
There we go. 4 rovers for this one has been assigned. I've just assigned them, so those are the ones that will go on the surface at one point. So right now we're just waiting for this one to be done and to get the remaining fuel and similar. As you can see, the concrete is really getting fast upgraded, so we might actually already build another concrete deposit. I'm going to build 2, and then hopefully soon we are able to build one of the bigger ones, or the biggest ones, so we can get that running. We have all the fuel there. We just need 2 more fuel. The last one, it comes right here, and there we go. And it's automatically going up, as you can see. And the rocket is off.
Breakthrough discovered.
So we were very lucky there. And now we are just going to wait for this one to land on the surface of the asteroid. And it has happened. And you can see that the little icon over here, it has been activated, so we can press it. And now we're waiting. And there's the place we are going to work with. So where could we land? Let's try to see. I'm using R and T to rotate. And especially in the beginning, I would love to have a good location. I'm thinking about right here, because then we can get the the exotic minerals, and those are really important. So we're going to wait a little bit for this one to land. It's coming down here. As you can see, it's missing its top part, and there was a little red message, and it says, "We made it. It is important to keep an eye on the time we have left on the asteroid. When the window passes, we won't have the means to return to Mars anymore. Everything left behind on the asteroid when our time limit runs out will be lost forever. So make sure the asteroid landers are loaded and refueled before our time here is up. To help with loading, asteroid landers have auto loading enabled. This starts the loading process of any resources we aren't using. Don't worry, we will be unloading again when we build something. Desire them in depots, or they are needed elsewhere. For now, let's focus on gathering and mining as many exotic minerals and other valuables as we can. And the most important is this one and this one. Those are the 2 most important ones. We also got 2 over here, so it's really a nice little one. You can see it's not the biggest asteroid, but it's an okay one. So right now it's loading, and you can see the rovers are coming down, ready to start building. So let's have a look. The first thing we need is, of course, it was actually a drone hub. We don't have that, sadly. Let's try to see what else we have. I don't have any of those researched. That's stupid. Okay, I made a dumb mistake there. Let me try to see. Engineering, robotics. That one. And yeah, that one needs to be moved to the very top. This one is this next one. You know what? Let's actually outsource a little bit, because then we get a lot more research done quickly. So we can hopefully very, very soon get some more things done. Currently, these rovers, as you can see, they are just floating basically on around here. I'm just sending them inside. Where's all my rovers? They decided to go inside and now they're not here. There it was. Perfect. Okay. It has all its fuel it needs to get back, so that's really, really nice. I'm really hoping that this one will... Yeah, it's 44%. It goes rather quickly. I really enjoy watching these asteroids. There's such a beautiful light on them. I do have to say. So we cannot build that much. We can build a little bit of maybe a universal depot. That might be a good idea to have, especially here in the beginning. So you can see already now they're beginning to gather resources. So we have a little bit of minerals over here. We have some metal down here, and so on and so on. So we have a little bit of things we can actually use around here. And then so they are driving around as much as possible to gain resources, as many as possible to be able to build and so on. But we're waiting a little bit. Micro G mining, perfect. That was the most important one. So let's get the auto extractor and place it right here, so that this one can be built. I will change the priority, so this one is the one that gets all the priority for them right now. And then we hopefully very, very soon can begin building. Let's have a look. There we go. And then we need, of course, a source of power, and we only have access to solar panels. So we will take the largest solar panel, and it will require some metal, but we got a bunch of that already. And there we go. So of course right now there's a little issue. There's no sun, but we will get there in a bit. You can see it's night time, so we'll get there in a little bit. I might actually also add a little battery just to have something. And there we go. This one over here, I'm not so sure I will continue using that. But for now we will use this one. And there should be enough battery to charge it. So you can see. And there it came. As you can see, the solar panel is working, and this one is producing 8 minerals per sol. And we have 8 days left, more or less. So we are going to get around 60 something, as long as the battery and so on is fully functional. The battery will gain a little bit of power, as you can see, and slowly it will rise. It's very, very hard. You can see it is rising a little bit. It takes a lot of time, but it gets there.
Active research.
So
Complete.
it's getting there very, very quickly, thankfully. Let's build another one just to make sure that we have enough power. Because that's the only way we can actually get new things for it. So I'm waiting a little bit, and then we can hopefully get this one built very, very fast. We built that one, and it builds this one. Perfect. It got a little bit of things there, so that was really nice. And this one is already being loaded with minerals. So, and it's just continuing to load. and it can return to Mars quickly. We can also edit the payload so that we know that we can get even more. You can see the number of minerals we get just increases automatically, which is really, really nice. So right now it's producing a little bit, but over time it will of course get more and more. So right now it's just about waiting and hope nothing happens. There we go. So this is by far the most important right now. Sorry, that was my mistake. This is by far the most important we can get at the moment. I'm a little bit hesitant to build this, especially because we have no electronics, so I'm not going to build that. A recharging station might be a good idea, just to give them a place where they can go and recharge if needed. These small cars. So now you can see that they can go right here and get recharged without having to go into the drone or into the rocket to do it. But yeah, let's pull this one back in speed and then go back to our Earth. There's a few things that you can see up here. The first one, the underground. We discovered a deep pit that connects a network of caverns and lava tubes. Our initial scans show odd readings. We should be able to build an elevator to get vehicle and resources down. The low gravity on Mars allows for much larger lava tubes and caverns than on Earth. Inside, the temperature are a lot less extreme and they provide protection from hazards on the surface. Because of this, researchers believe life on Mars, if it exists at all, will most likely be found in the underground. The pit is big enough to send one rover down. However, it is a one-way trip for now. What should we do? Send the rover down or let's research the elevator instead. I would always select that one because we still need the explorer to drive around in the on the surface and find new anomalies. So always do that in the beginning. Let's go back right here. Let's check the map overview. You can see we are not scanning anything. So I'm just doing that for a quick moment. And we're scanning that area over there. Perfect. Because there's nothing left for now to scan or to look at for the anomaly. There's also what is called the SETI satellite project. Grants funding multiple uses of the project will yield diminishing returns. So you can launch a satellite, but it's not really going to give you anything. And you can see additional inventory, 50 fuel, 30 electronics, and 50 metals. We have the two first, but the electronics we don't have. I would not do anything there and just turn it off for the time being. It's not something we need at the moment. Later on it is, but for now, no. And especially because we have so much money, we don't really need that much. You can also see that the rocket here has been made ready for takeoff. So I am going to say to all of these, please get away, because very, very soon we are going to lift off with this rocket. We don't need it anymore, at least for now. So I'm sending that one into the air. Watch out, you stupid rovers down there. What you're doing. You can see it's already sparkling and doing all that thing, so there we go. Big plume of smoke coming up. Thankfully we had no rovers around the area here, otherwise they would be dead. Or maybe not dead, but they would be completely... they would have problems, let's say that way. So it's running again. And you can see the RC transporter is currently unloading stuff. Right here, it's metal basically. So we will have to build some new metal depots just so it's able to build a little bit extra. And then the rovers here, they will also go over there and grab things. Let's quickly go back to our asteroid to check out how that goes. And it looks pretty okay. We're getting 15 concrete or exotic minerals at the moment. I am thinking a little bit about starting maybe something over here, but I'm not 100% sure. You can also see there's a mining station here. We don't have that, and that's fine. We have a little bit... I don't know if we have enough of the things. No, we don't. We don't have enough stuff, so I will delete that again. I was looking how much how many machine parts we have left, and we only have 1 left. But this one needed 4, so I'm just going to wait. At the moment, they are just doing their work. We still have more than 6 days, so that is really a good thing.
Sector scanned.
And the sectors here are still being scanning. We are getting new things researched and so on. It's actually really nice at the moment. It's going pretty okay. Let me have a look right here. Drone hub, that one, the automatic storage. Going to wait a little bit, but we got a breakthrough here. Vehicle weight optimizations reduces the cargo weight of drones and RC vehicles by 100%. I'll take it. Thank you. At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. Frida Kahlo. Very, very beautiful. And great Mexican female painter. Really, really an interesting person. We don't have any polymers, so we're going to request that from Earth. But before we're going to do that, I'm going to build another landing pad, just in case. And then we are going... But I will wait for the research, or for the resupply, until next time. Because right now, we are in a good spot. We have an asteroid mission, where we're getting exotic minerals, and we are slowly progressing on our colony. It's not much we're doing, but it's slowly getting there. We got the rovers upgraded to be automatic, and that is really a great thing. And we got some additional levels and so on. It's really beginning to shape well for this mission, I would say. So beside of that, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed the content, and then I will see you at some point. Bye bye.